The greatest acquisition secret. Join me for the next few minutes and know how to buy a business using no cash down strategies, incorporating reverse logic with dynamic OPM. It is true. Who said you can do this? LBO was first enunciated by the richest man of his time, the Baron de Rothschild. They run the Rothschilds' bank unit. Plus they have major shareholding in just about every major mining operation and industry on the planet. If you haven't heard of them or LBO, you should get to know about it. It is a system that runs the Western world and the East right now. But many small, medium and large businesses are using it to expand exponentially fast. LBO is a highly successful system of business and property acquisition. Hi, I'm Barry J. Thornton, Leverage Buyout Practitioner, lecturer and author. Only 15% of businesses that are for sale are disposed of, leaving 85% unsold, and they will be sold over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And by the end of this time, or even by the third year, even the second year, the fourth year definitely, the owners are pretty desperate. And the reason for this is many are ill, and many have become too old to run the business. Many have had bereavements. There's various reasons why they have to get out of that business. And we, in actual fact, are there to help. LBO is a system of business acquisition whereby practitioners help owners who are ill, suffering from crisis, or too old and can no longer cope. In this way, we save businesses, jobs, and often suppliers, while relieving the owner of a responsibility they can no longer handle. How can you buy a no cash down business? The old saying is, how do you eat an elephant? Answer, one bite at a time. LBO shows you in the section on dealing with how to structure a deal, how to take over business and properties by doing this. If a business is worth, say, 500,000, how can you break up this figure into bite-sized chunks? This is one of the biggest secrets to becoming wealthy. Know how to do this, plus using reverse logic on how to turn what everyone else considers huge liabilities into valuable negotiating counters. Join me to find out how these strategies work. You say it can't be done. Reverse logic says it can be done. You say it can't be done only because you've never conceived of it. To do that, you have to be a believer in things that can be done that most people say can't be done. That is reverse logic. To do this, you have to be a reverse logic thinker. Are you a naysayer, or do you say it can and will be done? It took men of great faith and strength of character to go out and scratch in the dust and find Babylon and the Hittite Empire, or the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. Many said it could not be done. Many were saying there was no such thing as the Hittite Empire. I remember back in the 50s and 60s that was true. Back in the 1800s they were saying there's no such place as Babylon. And so all of them were proven wrong, all these experts. When many were saying it is impossible to find, were you agreeing with the many experts who said the Bible was wrong, there was no Hittite Empire, then it was found? I have usually found experts where and still are wrong. I have many examples today of this where the experts are wrong. Doom and gloom brigade of how bad things are going to be. We in LBO do what the experts consider impossible. We use the opportunities presented to us by the economists. Yes, the economists who tell everyone how bad things are going to be. They are our real allies. Have you read an economist that tells you things are going to be truly great? Rarely. They can tell you how bad things are going to become. You want to see that what one man bought when everyone else was losing their head and panicking. He bought the world. Buy when everyone else is selling. At the height of the Depression in the 1930s, for instance, they asked Paul J. Getty what he was doing. He replied, to the surprise of the journalists concerned, "I am buying." He picked up the greatest shares for very little. You know, really blue chip shares with great assets and mining and all this sort of thing. He was buying. That's reverse logic. When everybody else is panicking, getting out, he's saying, thank you very much, I'm buying. He did exactly what the Baron de Rothschild did in the 1800s. When everybody else was selling the properties in Britain because they thought Napoleon had won the war, he was buying and picking up great companies. And what was one of the greatest assets he bought? He bought the world. What was the world? The Bank of England. The clever Baron bought the Bank of England, plus a lot of other very valuable assets. Why? Because the average man was not taught to be a reverse logic thinker. They did not realize that the time to buy was when, as the Baron so eloquently stated the case for LBO during the Napoleonic War, we buy when there is blood running in the streets. Join me. Visit our website at www.leveragebuyout.org or phone from outside Britain 0044 875 057 7819 or inside Britain 0875 057 7819. Thank you for listening.